What's up guys, so today I got the opportunity to play with the Novritsch SSR-9. This is their new M4 PCC, pistol caliber carbine AG. Like before, they didn't specify what the video would be about. It could be a review, gameplay, whatever, as long as the SSR-9 is featured. What I'm going to be doing today is first showing off a little bit of gameplay, and then I'll be going over the good, the bad, and the ugly things for this SMG. The review starts here, as always, if you'd like to skip forward to it and just hear what I have to say about the gun, but I strongly do recommend you watch the gameplay first to kind of see how it performed on me. In this video, I will be playing at Code Red Airsoft Park. If you guys want to check them out, the links to their stuff will be down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you did, drop a like, and I'll see you guys in a bit for the review section. Before the video starts, I gotta talk to you guys about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is back at it again with some exciting new content, including a brand new boss battle with Hydra, a terrifyingly strong boss with 6 heads, each capable of debuffing and wiping your team in various ways. We got the head of Blight. It can leech onto you, causing poison damage as well as protect itself with a poison cloud. We got the head of Mischief, which targets your strongest champions, steals their buffs, and distributes them to the rest of the heads you're fighting. We got the head of Torment, which constantly applies True Fear onto your champions. The head of Wrath, capable of wiping out your team very swiftly with its buff called Vengeance, which triples its attack power levels. The head of Decay causes what would have been heals for your team to actually hurt your team instead. The head of Suffering, it has a power buff called Pain Link, which causes your champions to take some damage anytime you attack the head of Suffering. Along with this boss battle, there's also a Hydra Clash, a clan-based competition where you and 4 other clans can see who can cause the Hydra the most pain. You can also get some pretty good rewards in this mode too. Think you're up for the challenge to take down Hydra? Well, you're in for some luck if you're trying to get your team going. If you're brand new to Raid Shadow Legends, you can actually get an epic champion named Stag Knight. Just use promo code JTSKIN in-game before October 7th, and then you'll get Stag Knight. If you aren't new to Raid, it's all good. You could still get him through an in-game event right now. If you use my link or scan the QR code on the screen right now, you'll also get Knight Errant, as well as some bonus energies and items to help you get started. Guys, with Hydra now on the battlefield, there's no better time than now to try out or to hop back into some Raid Shadow Legends. Hit that link in the description, scan the QR code, get in on the action today.
Hope I don't get any issues because I got it working. It wasn't giving me any.
I don't know what's going on here. It's a little bit higher. Trigger shot. Fuck it, let's just go now. Straight ahead. That's not good. Just wanted to hop in here and clarify, this is a temporary map that we're sometimes allowed to play on here at Code Red. It actually belongs to the paintball field next door to Code Red, and it's sort of set up like a speedball course. My only real gripe with this field is that the cement cylinders all over the map are white, so it's very hard to see where your BBs are going when you're shooting at players that are taking cover behind these cylinders. Gonna call it? Hit. Sweet. All the games that we are playing today are flag oriented. sort of like capture the flag. Not really capture the flag, more like domination. Bands, which is the side that I'm on, our flag is the blue color flag. As for no bands, their color for the flag is red. Whichever team's holding the most flags at the end of the game will win.
Right in the nuts.
Nigga, what?
Sorry.
You good, man?
Sorry. Ah, nice one. Who got the flag? Who got the flag? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Good job, bands.
Where's that?
Yeah. Get a little higher. Whatever. What's that?
You got 2 grips?
Yeah, hand stop and then regular 4 grip. My mom let me 2 grips. Fuck. Sorry. I think I got a helmet. Got 2 in here. Ah, get shit off me. Hi, sled. Flag still neutral. Still there. Didn't hit me. Not even close. Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Try killing him before you go.
Oh no, dude, you're good. As long as you got him, you're good. So that was the Novritsch SSR-9, a small little 9mm carbine that has outdoor power and range. Pre-upgraded with an electronic trigger unit that lets you alter the way the gun performs on the fly, a maple leaf macaroon bucking to help with the hop-up's performance and accuracy, CNC aluminum gears, all for the cost of around $300. So how did it hold up? What are my thoughts on it? Let's start off with the things that I liked. The SSR-9 does sit on the lighter side of the spectrum for me, with it mostly being made of polymer, minus the M-LOK handguard being made of aluminum. With the attachments I got on right now, it weighs at around 5.5 pounds, which to me is lighter than average. I'm usually used to my guns weighing around 7 pounds or so it makes running this gun and maneuvering around with it very easy, and it's not a hassle to carry around. The electronic trigger unit inside allows you to alter the gun's performance, and it can all be done by simply holding the trigger once on semi and waiting for the beeps. The instruction manual that comes with the gun tells you what each beep means and how to change it, but you can do a binary trigger, you can change full auto to 3-round burst, and you do have 5 stages of precocking that you can choose from. I did decide to set the precocking level to level 3 for I think 2 matches out of like maybe the 10 or 11 matches I've played with this gun, just to kind of try it out, and it definitely felt snappier and quicker. I just didn't really feel like I needed it. I felt like the trigger response in the default setting was good enough as it is. The battery compartment is pretty nice. It's located on the stock and it's very easy to access. I can fit this small 11.1 LiPo stick in there pretty well, and it closes without a problem. While we are here talking about batteries, the gun is also wired to DINs instead of the usual Tamiya connectors that you would normally see in a lot of airsoft guns, which is pretty sweet. DINs allows for less resistance and more juice from your battery to go to your gun, and the connection is far less flimsy than your Tamiya connectors. The SSR-9 does come in 3 colors to pick from: black, OD green, and pink. I without hesitation picked pink when I saw that it was an option, and it actually looks pretty sick in person. It's very vibrant for sure. So moving on to the bad. The FPS out of the box is quite high. At chrono with 0.2s, I was getting about 415 to 420 FPS, which rendered the SSR-9 pretty much unusable to play with. I had to go and wear the spring out during a couple tests and do some full auto sprays to get it down to about 408 to 410. But yeah, this gun does shoot pretty hard out of the box. You might have to wear the spring in a bit for it to become field legal. I found the motor also kind of getting a little hot. When I'd go through about maybe 1.5 to 2 mags, the motor will already begin to feel kind of toasty. After I'd leave the game, I would have to let the SSR-9 rest for a bit just because it would get pretty dang hot. The SSR-9 is also not ambidextrous. It's not a huge problem for me since I'm a right-handed shooter, but for all you lefties out there, unfortunately this gun is not ambidextrous for the selector switch or the magazine release. The SSR-9 is also kind of loud and screechy. It's got a very high-pitched, screechy sound to it. It doesn't sound very pleasant at all. It sounds like you're getting like a fork and giving a ceramic food plate swipes with it. Doesn't sound appealing at all in person or on video. Hey yo, what's up? Storm here from the future. 2 last bad things that I wanted to add. One that I accidentally glanced over while skimming through the script, and one that I came to discover once the gun was officially released. First one being the one that I glanced over and forgot to talk about are the QD points. I don't like how high they ride on the stock. My sling, it kind of gets in the way because of how high the QD point is, and when switching from right-handed to lefty, it sometimes bunches up with my stock, and I'm not a fan of it personally. I kind of wish it rode a bit lower. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the thing that I actually found out once the SSR-9 officially released on August 16th. The SSR-9 is stated on the official product page of Novritsch's site to have a CNC aluminum amplifier that comes included with the SSR-9. Problem is, my SSR-9 didn't come with an amplifier. Mine came with that generic orange plasticky birdcage flash hider that was screwed onto the threads. I even got the SSR-9 box out of my closet to see if maybe I missed the amplifier in there, even though I distinctly remembered not seeing one at all. All I found was an Allen key and a unjamming rod. No amplifier to be found anywhere in the SSR-9 box. So in case some of you aren't aware what amplifiers are in Airsoft, it's these little muzzle devices that you attach onto the thread of your muzzle on your gun, and whenever you fire, it makes the gun sound louder. It makes your shots pop very loud. It has a very distinct sound to it. From the looks of it on YouTube, everyone who has uploaded a video on the SSR-9 so far has one on theirs. When I discovered that mine didn't come with an amp, I assumed that maybe it's because it was a separate accessory that comes on the side that players can pick up. An extra add-on, if you will, a microtransaction if you feel so inclined. But no, on the actual SSR-9 listing on Novritsch's website, it states that an amplifier is supposed to come with the gun, as listed below in the SSR-9 features section of their site. CNC custom amplifier, over 100 decibels on full auto. Now, even if mine came with an amplifier, I probably wouldn't rock it. Reason being is because amplifiers, I believe they do one great job, and that's intimidating and scaring newbies on the field. They're already slightly timid, being new to the sport, worried about being shot and all. I've been there, we all have. With how an amplifier makes your airsoft gun sound loud and weird, it will definitely spook these newer players. However, I think that when it comes to players who have been playing for a while, all amplifiers do is tell them exactly where you are, which makes their life a lot easier. Usually when I hear someone using an amplifier, I can pinpoint exactly where they are on the field. Sometimes an amplifier can even let me know exactly who's the one firing the gun if I heard their amplifier prior to the match and remembering, oh, that's Jacob with his amp. It sounds like he's on the right by ladder building. I'm gonna go smoke him now for choosing to appear as a red dot on my minimap with his amplifier. To be honest, not to throw shade or anything, but I really don't think the SSR-9 even needs an amplifier. It already sounds very loud, whiny, and screechy as it is by default. I'm not sure why you would want to make matters even worse. With there being no amplifier as advertised, even if I didn't plan on running it, you kind of want to have everything that is advertised on the listing of your gun to come included, especially if the cost of the entire product is $300. $300 is not pocket change for a lot of people. Please include everything in my $300 purchase, including the loud insert. Trying to adjust the hop-up for the very first time was extremely brutal, lots of inconsistencies, leading to a rocky start for day one. Now, the very first time I shot the rifle, the hop-up was completely off, so the shot just plummeted. That's kind of to be expected. When I raised the hop-up about 3 clicks or 3 levels up, it still plummeted exactly the same distance as when the hop-up was completely off. I lowered the hop-up back to 0 just to maybe see if maybe turning it back to 0 and back up would kind of like reset it. Still no good. Still shot the exact same as it was shooting at the off setting. I wasn't noticing any differences until I got to like level 7 for the hop-up, which is kind of high. The maximum would have been 10. But there even came a point where I had my hop-up at its maximum setting, so I couldn't go up anymore, and the shots were barely able to hit a building 82 feet away, or 25 meters. That's the max it goes right now. Really? Wow. It doesn't go any higher than that. Okay, that's getting better. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Maybe I just gotta break it in. I don't know. But it's as high as it goes in terms of the hop setting. Huh? Oh shit. Thanks. Getting double feeds now. For the hop setting, let's go slightly down. See if maybe that helps. Getting some double feeds. That's not good. Okay, so now the BBs are hopping. Okay, go lower. Oh, damn. Pretty much all day of day one was kind of rocky for me. There'd be instances where the BBs would not have enough hop, have too much hop, and I would have to constantly readjust. On day two, it felt like it was improving slightly, but again, it still wasn't 100% there with me, and I would get inconsistencies randomly throughout the day. I'm getting double feeds, and occasionally I would get a flyer or two, but it seems like the double feeds are still pretty persistent. Moving on to problem number 2, double feeds. Whenever I'd pop a fresh magazine in, I'd see anywhere between 1 to 3 double feeds throughout the entire magazine, and I can feel when it happens too. The gun does a weird, chunky feeling cycle when a shot gets sent out. It doesn't sound or feel like the other shots, it feels like a bit chunkier. I've taken the SSR-9 to the field for 2 days, 3 if you want to count the 15 minutes of B-roll I filmed on a Thursday when the park was closed. But of all the 3 days that I've taken this gun out, I pretty much experienced double feeding in every single day. The last thing I wanted to touch on for the ugly list is the accuracy. Now, you guys who have been around the channel for a while know that I've used a few Novritsch guns before. The SSR-15, Novritsch's discontinued M4, the SSR-90, the P90, and the SSQ-22, the gas blowback 1022. I gotta say, of all the Novritsch guns I've used so far, the SSR-9 definitely is the least accurate of the bunch for me. I would get occasional left and right flyers. The groupings just didn't feel as consistent or tight as the other Novritsch guns. It just didn't live up to my expectations. Is it god-awful? No. But again, it definitely does not feel on par with the other Novritsch blasters that I've used. And with the double feeds and occasional shifts in hop, those things also don't help in the accuracy department. So what are my thoughts? Do I recommend this rifle? Unfortunately, I'm gonna say no. With the inconsistencies, the double feeding, and the accuracy not being as good as what I've come to expect from a Novritsch product, I unfortunately do not feel okay recommending this rifle. It just didn't stick with me. If you guys made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Let me know what your thoughts are on the SSR-9, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.